Gifts, 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 gifts. What do you think of when somebody says the word gifts? Hi, my name is Andrea and welcome to Real Life with Andrea. Today I was in the car listening to the radio when someone came on the radio and was talking about a young lady who was playing her violin on a corner somewhere and there was nobody in sight. And so she started thinking to herself, man, girl, go inside, it's cold, you don't have an audience, la 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 la. But her music was particularly beautiful, and then as she continued to walk on, she felt like the Lord laid it on her heart to think about, hey, this young girl is using her gifts for me and for my glory. Whether no one's watching, whether someone's watching, whether a million people are watching, she's been given gifts and she is using them for my glory. And so I thought that was interesting, and it made me start thinking about gifts and what are my gifts and do I use them for God's glory regardless of the audience or the outcome. Sometimes I think that we don't use our gifts because we don't think we're as good as somebody else, or nobody will notice, or it won't make a big enough impact. I know people who go out on the mission field, and one of the people that goes is particularly gifted in so many areas, and so that makes them feel inadequate when they compare their gifts against somebody else and says, they don't really need me, I don't really make a big impact. But when other people look, they see what an impact. It's just that her gifts are particularly back end, and so they're more serving, they're more outside of the view of people. It's not quite as evident what she's done to support and what her gifts are with respect to being on that mission field, short-term mission. So as I think about gifts, and I have a hard time with this because I'm not going to say that I'm not gifted. So many people have a hard time really pulling out what are their gifts. And I'd love to speak on what all the gifts could be and that kind of thing. But really anything that you are good at can be a gift. Teaching, just talking, listening. What a gift it is to be with somebody when you have a problem who is a really good listener. So sometimes when we think of gifts, we think of music, we think of gifts of help, gifts of, and we think that help is bigger than it is, but giving financially, being able to go and clean somebody's house, and those are gifts of help. But there are so many things inside of gifts of help that are good gifts. Like I said, listening, sharing, being open and being able to share your pain, to be able to share what you did or what you're doing to help with that pain, being able to use things that have happened in your life to encourage other people because you're not afraid to speak up. Those are gifts, that gift of transparency, the gift of prayer, being a prayer warrior and praying for other people. There's so many things that we don't necessarily think of as gifts. For myself, I find, and there are many people like me, that we are particularly gifted and in many areas. And so sometimes for people like that, it's hard to really see something as a gift because so many things come so easy that it's hard to see it as a gift. It's hard to really sit down and go, well, I'm gifted in administration. I'm really good at that. And so what can I do? What can I do to use my gifts in that area? I'm gifted in music. I am talented as far as it goes in playing different instruments. And had I, as a child, been more dedicated to that gift, I would really be able to excel in that. I am particularly gifted when it comes to building relationships with people. I can speak in front of people. I am, people tell me, although I'm not so confident in this one, that I'm a good teacher, that I can lay out the information in a way that helps people to be interested and want to learn more about different subjects. So as I look at the different areas that I do in my life and I find them particularly easy, I have a hard time, because how can I use all of those things, all of those gifts and talents? And some people say that gifts and talents are different. I don't know. I think that's semantics, but that's just my opinion. How do I begin to decipher, or is it just getting in the mud when I'm like, well, which one is really the one that I should be focusing on, that I should be using for the glory of God? And sometimes I think that can get us stuck in the mud, where we're thinking more about how can I use it, where can I use it, when can I use it, instead of just naturally using that or listening to what we're called to do. And I will also say, on that vein, is sometimes we haven't discovered our gift yet. So God will call us to do something and we're like, I don't know, I've never done that before. But He has already gifted us with what we need to do the job that He is calling us to do. And so, that being said, it's easy to think that in my own power, that because I'm just naturally gifted at these things, that these are things that I am good at, instead of recognizing that yes, I am good at them, but I am good at them because God gave me that gift. It's not because of anything that I have done that has made me be good at whatever it is that we're talking about. So what about you? What are you gifted at? What do you enjoy doing, and what do you do well? Maybe it's sewing. Maybe it's knitting or crocheting. Maybe you have a hobby that you're particularly good at that you could share with others. Maybe you are particularly gifted at talking with insurance companies, talking on the phone and getting people to help you. Boy, there's a lot of people out there who struggle with that, and what a gift it is when somebody can come alongside you and help you with that problem. There are so many ways that we can be gifted, talented, that God has given us. And it doesn't have to be a broad stroke. It doesn't have to be huge and amazing and everybody recognizes it. Your gift is between you and God, and how you use it is up to you. And it comes down to being obedient to what God has called you to do. As an example, here I am. And honestly, hardly anybody really watches my videos, and yet I still make them and I still put them out there, because I do hear from people that it is nice to hear something that is just off the cuff, honest, helpful. And I want to share with people that life can be hard, yet we can still walk in faith that things will be better. Right now, life is very hard for me. I have a beautiful family, but I'm struggling financially. Other things are going really well for me though, so I can be happy, I can be joyful in that, and I am thankful that Other things are going really well, but financially, it's not going so great. I've tried different business ventures that have not done anything, and it's funny because in the past, let's see, I'm in my 50s, so 30 years, I've tried different things, and I can talk about anything, right? So I don't know if you remember Princess House. So I loved Princess House. It was a great company. I loved their products. I still have a lot of their products. And so I was talked into, why don't you sell Princess House? You know, I glean information. I know everything about every product. I could talk about any product. And when I was at a party, I could talk with other people and convince them that this was the best thing that they're ever going to buy, right? And that was great. But once I became a consultant, and now it was my job to do that, I could sell the things. Not as a consultant, but as a consultant, all of a sudden, I was not able to make the sale. I wasn't doing anything differently. My pitch was good, solid, talked about the company, showed my passion about the company because I really did have a passion for the company. But I could get sales at a show, but I could not get bookings. I could not get people to book. And if you know anything about that type of sales, you have to have bookings. You have to, in order to perpetuate the sale, right? It's like getting clients to come back to your store because you have a product that they want, and so you're going to share that. So Princess House didn't work out, but then I tried Long & Burger, and then I tried Pampered Chef, and then I can't even tell you all the things that I tried. But recently it was Norwex. I love Norwex. I use Norwex. I think that there's not really a better cleaning product on the market besides Norwex. I love their rags. I love their towels. I use their bath towels, body towels, for everything. Their laundry soap is amazing. Their dish soap is wonderful. They have a scrubbing powder that is better than anything that I've ever used. That would be a Comet or an Ajax types replacement. Fabulous products. But I can't sell products when I can't get people to come into my store. So that being said, these other business ventures that I've tried are selling products online. Etsy store, Shopify store. I have written patterns from my knitting and my crocheting and posted them out there. I have designed products for Valentine's Day. I have designed coffee mugs with scripture on them. I have done all the things. I have done all the advertising. I have followed all the process that other people are being successful at, but I don't seem to be able to get people to come into my shop and purchase my things. It is just not where I am gifted. And I don't understand, but that's just the way that it goes. So these are the places that I've been putting my energies, and I'm not sure why, because I fail every single time. Anyhow, I just can't get anybody to buy anything from me. I can't sell things on Facebook Marketplace. I can't sell things on OfferUp like other people do. I can offer something that somebody else is selling for $10. I can offer it for $5, and I still don't sell it. I don't know what that means. I don't know what I'm rambling on about, but the fact is that things are not going well financially for me. I want to be a stay-at-home mom, and I know, sometimes you just can't do what you want to do, but I know that God has called me to parent this little boy of mine and to be home and to homeschool him. I do not have a doubt of that, and I know that God is going to provide for me. But honestly, ladies and gentlemen, it's not happening. I still have faith that it's going to. I don't know what to do. But I keep stepping out in faith in all these different things. So if you're a praying person, I beg you, put me on your list. Pray for me that I will find my niche, that will be a financial answer to prayer, that God will push me, point me in the right direction. And I am working on starting a new business with a partner this time, where my partner is particularly gifted in the areas that I am not gifted in. And maybe that is the solution. So I finally found this partner who has a passion like I do for a product and a service. It's actually a service, but she is particularly gifted in the sales and talking to people about the job and getting people to call her back and building relationships on the phone. And I am particularly gifted at the administrative side. So hopefully her two giftings will match and it will be a solution for both of us. She is also a single mom of two, trying to make her way in this world without having to compromise giving her time to her children. She also homeschools her children and has just been working really long hours in the evening and the night in order to be able to do that with and for her kids, because she also believes that God has called us women to be mothers to our children and not to outsource the raising of our children to other people. So if you are willing and able to do that for me, to put that on your prayer list, I would be so grateful. And hopefully we are going to have a positive outcome. However, it takes a while to get a new business up and running. And so as we are getting started on this venture, and it's going to be a journey and a tough one. Anyway, back to gifts. Hopefully our gifts are going to be used not only for this business, but for His glory, because the business does have the potential to do very well, and both of us are very giving-minded, generous. We want to use our time and talents generously for the kingdom of God, whether that is finance, it is physical time, energy, maybe it's helping others to build a business, or being able to provide jobs for people like us who need them. All of those things are really a part of our goals in making this business a success, not just for ourselves, but to be able to build into our community of homeschooling moms, our church community, the community that we live in, the larger community that we live in, to be able to build that up and to share the love of Christ through that with other people. Who knows? Maybe a mentorship program, a leadership program, maybe taking some young people and helping them to be able to learn some entrepreneurial skills and be able to help their lives go in a more positive direction in a shorter period of time. Helping other single moms to be able to be moms and to be able to provide for their families at the same time. It's not impossible with God. All things are possible. So, thank you for your prayers. Thank you for watching. You can share this with anybody that you like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, to hear updates on how things are going. I'm a random poster, but I am sometimes prompted to just turn on the camera and ramble a little bit about something that has just piqued my interest. Thank you for your time and your energy and your prayers, and we will see you soon.